That would actually be fun if you're planning to drive, if it's down to driving or nothing else. Then speaking as a father who does a lot of the driving, it would be nice to not have to be on driving for a really long trip. And I've actually looked at it between here and Chicago before, and that's where it comes down to is just the time cost, because it would take longer. Even going to the airport, going through security, doing the flight, all the total time, I think from here to for me to get to Chicago, I think it's somewhere around 4 hours total, something like that. Whereas I'm pretty sure when I looked, it was more like a 7 or 8 hour trip. So it would be like double, and the cost isn't substantially less. So, it's a cost benefit, but I could totally see if you're road tripping somewhere, it would be nice to just be able to sit and enjoy time together. I always think of the drive as part of the trip. I think that's the key when you're traveling with a group of people, with your family. You got to remember that's part of the trip. But it's not like I'm sitting there interacting with my kids. They're doing their thing. I'm trying to drive, and somebody has to pay attention to the road. So that would be interesting. I'm gonna look into that. That's a good tip.
Yeah, you actually bring up two things that I wanted to throw in there. So you're absolutely right. When you don't have to drive, and my wife has said it too sometimes, like, why take Amtrak? Why don't we just drive? Because I'm the one driving for 5 hours, so I can't do anything else. I'm just focusing on that, and I want to make sure that I'm safe and alert, and you want to take care of your family. When all of this is happening on rails for you in a big box, you're pretty insulated from everything, and it feels very safe and it's very comfortable. So yes, all of a sudden now you get back, in my case, 5 hours. And that's probably where you have to think about that. If I were to take the Amtrak to Detroit, it was 5-6 hours. If I were to fly, I'm right at about 4 hours in total duration. So to me, it's worth it. It's pretty close. If it's going to be longer, the difference is going to spread out between flying and taking Amtrak. Although the way flights are now, with some flights getting canceled, and I was just listening to a guy whose flight got canceled, and then they booked him on another flight that instead of going from Detroit to Arizona, went to Detroit to DC, and then he got to DC and his flight got canceled. So he would have been way better off. He would have gotten there a day earlier by taking Amtrak directly.